Hey YouTube, Time itself here. I've already done a video on recording 360 chat, but I figured an update is in order since I've changed how I do things, and I think I can do a better job of making this video, so here we go. Since you're already watching this video, I assume you're already interested in doing this, but if you're just curious or you wonder what I do with it, here's an example. The real advantage here is that I can separate the gun sounds and the explosions from the chat. Now, when I'm playing the game, the gun sounds and the explosions are kind of loud. I have a pretty easy time understanding my friends, but I'm guessing that people watching my videos probably don't understand them as easily, and so I would be better off turning up the volume when I want to highlight something that's going on in the chat. Oh, here's an example of a project in Sony Vegas where I use the chat. You'll see the red audio track is the game sounds, the purple audio track is the chat with the callouts and everything, and then the teal one on the bottom is my own commentary that I'm doing after the game. I've used a volume envelope to increase the volume of the chat. You can see where the commentary breaks, the chat volume envelope opens up, and so it makes it a lot easier to hear that call out that I want to highlight without hearing a bunch of footsteps or other sounds from the game.
Alright, two coming to C from around the backside.
So avoid knife fights, unless you can just stab the guy in the back. So that's a fairly basic example, and what I most often do with it. But sometimes I've got some things that I want to do that are a little more complicated, like here where I've got music coming in, I'm actually pulling out an announcer call out, and I'm stopping my own commentary to make the chat louder.
We lost C!
As you might have guessed, the other thing this lets me do is if there's something mentioned in the chat or some excessive profanity that I'd like to cut out, I can do that. But then there are things that just would not work any other way. So here's an example where the chat is the main audio feature of the video. And using theater mode, I've recorded the perspectives of all of my teammates and put it back together in a way that kind of shows a little more about what's going on in the game. Since I want to just barely be able to hear the gun sounds from the player I'm currently watching in the background of the audio, if I have my own gun sounds mixed in with that, it'll sound terrible. It won't make any sense. Is that those little audio cues, they really make a difference.
I got killed on B, but I killed him right back.
See a claymore back on their side, bottom of C.
Oh, look out! On the steps. Two coming down their steps. Oh, derp. But oh, I got him! Oh shit,
the RPGer is down. So if you want to do basically anything where the chat or the callouts is the main feature of the video, this is the way to do it. From just a callouts video to live streaming to just setting up an easy dual comm over Xbox Live. And this is the way to go. So here's my setup. Normal 360 controller. Example is just a normal headset, but I want to go to the line end of my PC. It really doesn't matter what headset you're using, just whatever you happen to have already in there, that should work for this. So here's the thing that makes this all work. It's a Radioshack wireless recording controller. It's originally intended to work for recording cell phone conversations, but since your Xbox headset is the same as a cell phone headset, this works for recording Xbox conversations too. You'll see one end goes into the controller, where your headset did, the other end goes into the line in for your PC. And then the headset that had been plugged into the controller just plugs into the little box. It uses 2 AAAs, and the batteries last me about 6 months. Now I need to set the recording volume level for the line in of my PC at something appropriate. I use Audacity to record, but really anything you want to record your line in on your computer, that should work fine. For this part, really, I just need something where I can watch the volume levels from. Now we want to turn it up enough that we can hear ourselves normally when we're just speaking into our own microphones. But if you're like most people I know, you get pretty enthusiastic and kind of yell a little when you're playing games, and ideally you want to capture most of that too pretty well. So yell a little bit and figure out where that's going to be, and ideally that should almost peg out the meter on the recording level. If it goes all the way up, it starts to sound pretty bad, so try to avoid that. And the one complaint I might have about the device is there's no control over the balance between your microphone and the chat coming over Xbox Live. So we need to go into the Xbox voice settings and adjust the levels from there. An easy way to check the levels is to send yourself a voice message and then just play it back. That's a good way to get close, but you'll just have to play with your friends, listen to some chat, and see how it turns out. Now, since I'm recording chat completely separately from the game sounds, I choose to just play the chat through the headset only. It gives me more control later. So when I want to record a game, I push one button to record the video and the audio from the game, pretty normal stuff, and then I hit another button on Audacity to record the game chat. After we're done with the game, I stop recording. If I want to keep the chat audio, I'll export it to another format and save it that way. And then when I get into Vegas, I'll sync the two up again. Now, in Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, this is actually really easy. Syncing the chat audio back to the video is super easy because those icons in the top left that show when someone is talking, all you have to do is line up the chat with where they start speaking and you're done. And normally it's just about, I don't know, half a second between the start of the video and the start of the chat, so it's never very hard to do that. And that's really all there is to it. I'll put some more information about that wireless recording controller in the description, give you a product number and whatnot. They don't sell it anymore. I had to pick mine up off of eBay, but it only cost me about 10 bucks or so. So, if you came to this video looking to learn more about recording 360 chat, I hope you did. I hope this was useful. If it was what you were looking for, if it was useful, please go ahead and push that like button down there and help some other people find this video. And maybe you've got some creative ideas to try with this. Anyway, good luck and have fun making videos.